What up, nerds?
Welcome to another video. Today we're trying something totally brand new and we're gonna tell you all about it. So let's get into it. Okay, so what are we doing, Scrimpy?
Who would have thought that me finally downloading TikTok and going down a rabbit hole would have led us here towards like a breakthrough in our health and wellness? So yeah, we're doing...
Just kidding. It's a coffee chat day because we both have coffee. And tell them what we're doing. This is a health journey update video, like we do periodically, just to talk about the new things we're trying. And you know, we like to be health conscious, and we've tried a bunch of different stuff, and we're trying something totally new. So tell us all about it, Scrimpy.
We are doing a revolutionary new dieting technique called, we've calculated how many calories we need to survive and maintain. We subtracted 20% from that number, and that's what we eat. Shocking, I know. So,
okay, I feel like we need a caveat at the beginning of this video. We're going to be talking about calorie counting. We're going to be talking about weight, and not in a restrictive way whatsoever, like in a very maintainable, very like real life way. But if you don't want to hear about that, we'll see you in the next video. Don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss it. But if you are not sensitive to those topics and want to hear about what we're doing, then
it's pretty awesome.
Stay tuned. So Eric got into TikTok about a month ago. And it has been both the bane of my existence and hilarious and very informative because we learned about this new thing from TikTok. He follows a lot of like health and fitness gurus,
Fit Talk,
trainers, things
That's
like
what
that.
Kids call it.
Fit Talk?
Fit
Oh
Talk.
my God, I don't have TikTok. I'm an adult who watches TikToks a week later on Instagram Reels, okay? But tell them about your guy very briefly that kind of led us down this rabbit hole.
So there's a personal trainer named James Smith. You can follow him on TikTok and Instagram. James Smith PT is his username. All of the language warnings. He's a British man with a big old potty mouth.
We love him.
To my friends, I've described him as like the Gordon Ramsay of fitness. Like he's just very no nonsense, very blunt, and a really great follow. But he talked about the fact that like, in order to lose fat, not lose weight, lose fat in a healthy and sustainable way, the three things that you need to do: be in a calorie deficit, eat your protein, lift weights. If you do those three things, you're going to lose fat. You're going to be healthy. You're going to be where you need to be. So,
and he talks also a lot about like being smart about the way that you eat things and the way you work out, being smart but not restrictive, and not like starving yourself and not like super limiting your calorie intake. Like he just very much strips everything down to those three basic things, and is like, I don't care what you eat as long as it fits within these confines that have been set. And honestly, they're super doable. Like my daily caloric intake recommendation is like what, 2,600 calories or something, and then you take 20% away from that and it's still 2,200 calories in a day. Like as compared to something like MyFitnessPal, which if you just fill out their little questionnaire and say you want to lose like 2 pounds a week or whatever, it'll tell
calories.
you it'll tell you to eat 1,200 calories, and no one can survive on just 1,200 calories. That's starvation. You should not do that. So this is a very like well-rounded, healthy lifestyle, long-term type.
Well, and one of the first ones that I showed you, not one of the first ones, but very early on, was one where he was on vacation in Italy and talking about the fact that like, he talking about the concept of going on holiday and how you like maintain your health and wellness journey while you're on vacation. And he said in that, I don't have any children, but I would never leave my children with the level of sociopath that would go on vacation and not gain any weight. Like, you're on vacation.
Enjoy your vacation.
Have
eat
wine.
what you want to eat.
Pasta. The gym will be waiting for you when you get home. Like, you don't need to like
live your life.
Get water with every meal while you're on vacation. Just live your life and enjoy it. There's another TikToker that I didn't show you the video, but
You're on TikTok. The amount of times per day that this man is like, honey, 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 I gotta show you something. And it's always a TikTok. It's not countable.
Anyway.
Who knows how I'm even getting anything done at this point.
I didn't show it to you, but I told you about it, where it was somebody with very much the similar mindset of like being in a calorie deficit, eating your protein, lifting weights, do those three things. But the way they described it is so often when we think about counting calories as this very restrictive, like I'm trying to eat as few calories as possible so I can lose a lot of weight. And she basically flipped that and said, no, like you are figuring out how many calories you need to eat in a day in order to accomplish your goals. And then your goal is to eat as much as of that as you can, because any calories left on the table is the opportunity to eat like protein, which is the only like macro that really matters at our stage anyway.
So what we're doing is we are tracking our calories, not being restrictive in our eating choices, just being smart and making sure that our calories stay within our daily recommended value minus 20% to account for a deficit so that we will lose weight, lose fat. We are making sure to eat lots of protein and focusing really only on that. Like sugar doesn't really matter that much. Carbs don't matter that much. Like we're just really focusing on eating as much protein as we can. And then the third thing is strength training, which I am just now starting. Eric has been strength training for like 6 months at a very consistent, like at least 5 days a week, 5 to 7 days a week, I feel like. But you've done strength training for years and years and years and years. That's your, you're an expert on it. That is your method of working out. Like we have a tempo machine. He's hardcore about it. Super good. Very, very strong. Big giant muscles and thighs. And ooh, I love it. But I, on the other hand, am like a cardio girl. Will hop on the treadmill and like walk for an hour. And that's my workout. Like when I lost 40 pounds a few years ago, I was literally going to the gym every night and walking for 1 hour every single day, like 5 days a week, not on the weekends, and eating as little calories as I possibly could. And that's how I lost 40 pounds. And it wasn't manageable because you can't always live in an extreme starvation calorie deficit state. Now that you know all that and you have the context, let's talk about how it's been going.
Yeah.
Honestly, every night I go to bed super full. I will eat lunch. I feel hungry. I'll go eat a snack. I'll feel full until dinner. I eat dinner. I maybe go to Braun's and get a large soft serve. I've done that 2 days in a row, maybe 3. We'll see if tonight's lucky number 3. I go to bed feeling, oh gosh, I can't possibly have lost weight because my body feels too full compared to how my body usually feels when I know I've lost weight, which is starving, hungry at the end of the night. And then I wake up the next morning and expect to see the scale either at the same number that it was or a little higher, but magically it's lower, like multiple pounds lower. So it's like, we were talking the other day, like it's just science. Like it is simply scientific, but to me it feels like magic. It feels like I'm eating good, well-rounded things, like lots of veggies. I'm eating lots of protein. I'm also eating carbs. I'm eating sugar. I'm eating pretty much anything I want within reason, and I'm losing weight, and it doesn't feel hard, and it doesn't feel extreme, and it doesn't feel unmanageable. It just feels like my normal neutral life. It doesn't feel like I'm dieting. It doesn't feel like I'm in this like, no, Miley, you have to restrict yourself. You can't have that. It's like, yeah, you can totally have that. Let's figure out how to make that work. You just have to be smart about it. And when you're smart about it, it freaking works. Now today I did my first strength training and that was freaking hard, and I'm just gonna keep going very slowly and steadily.
You did say afterwards.
But I did it and I liked it. It felt nice. I liked it. My body's gonna be so sore tomorrow. So anyway, all that to say, I've lost weight. I'm doing great. It feels like magic. It feels too good to be true, but I'm understanding that it is science and it is real, and this is the process that is supposed to be happening. And like, this feels just like normal life to me.
Yeah.
I'm feeling great. Okay, that's all for me. What about you?
So for me, the big thing that I have enjoyed about...
Yeah, sorry, I'm a little hyper. I'm hyped up.
The thing I've enjoyed most is I wake up hungry. And that like wasn't a normal thing. Like I genuinely hungry. There would be times in the day where like I would be hungry, but I'd actually just be bored and I'd be like, I'm gonna go get a snack. And the only real restriction that I'd put on myself, and I talked to Miley about this afterwards, we went to my parents for the 4th of July celebration and they made fish. And they had out all the fixins to make fish tacos if people wanted to do that. And I grabbed a couple tortillas because I love fish tacos. But after I got the tortillas and I was on my way to go get the fish, I thought, okay, I haven't like looked, but these tortillas are probably 40, 50 calories each. If I don't get these tortillas, I can eat more fish. And I would rather eat more fish than these 2 tortillas. So I put the tortillas back because I wanted to be able to eat more fish because the fish was going to have protein, fish was going to taste better, yada, yada, yada.
So smarter.
Yeah.
smarter choice, but not a restrictive choice.
No.
Like, you could have had those tortillas
Yeah.
if you wanted them. You were just being smart about it.
Yeah.
The tortillas would have fit, but you decided to make a smarter choice and go with something that had more protein and that would fill you up more and that you like the taste of better, and eliminate something that was kind of not necessary.
Well, this is something that we talked about pretty early on the first couple days, where the distinguishing thing between like a traditional diet, something like intermittent fasting, keto, any kind of low carb option or whatever, is those inherently tell you what you cannot eat.
Yeah.
Or when you cannot eat. Whereas with this, we've done the math. We have our tracker set up. And so we have the power to make the choices that we want to make.
Yeah.
And we know the parameters that we would ideally like to fall into. The other nice thing is, generally speaking, like James, the personal trainer that I mentioned, he said a 15% deficit. We went with 20%, which I also kind of like, because it gives us that extra little bit of wiggle room to where if one day we go over by 100 calories, 200 calories, we're still well in a deficit.
Yeah.
We're still consuming less energy than we are using every day. And so we're still good, even if we go over a little bit one day. So that's been really great. Another thing that we have started, when you're strength training, eating lots of protein, you're building muscle. And so you kind of hit a point where the scale maybe isn't doing what you want it to as quickly as you want it to. So we've also...
Or just isn't showing your progress in the best way.
Because the thing is, we are trying to undergo fat loss, not just weight loss.
Right.
Like, we're trying to specifically lose fat off of our bodies. Because oftentimes you could hit those like weeks where the scale doesn't move the way that mentally you would like it to. We've also started doing measurements. Like, we're measuring chest, hips, waist, arms, thighs, so that we can see...
Neck, which I think is a weird one. As
our... That one's a lot for me. I carry a lot of fat in my neck.
A lot of girth.
Anyway, that's a good way as your...
Sorry, I just wanted to feel your neck.
As your body loses fat, but is building muscle, and muscle obviously weighs something, you can still see numbers going down or going up as you hope they do, even if the scale isn't doing it. So I'm excited to see how that progresses as well. Right
now, we are very much at the start of this.
Yeah.
And so we're losing rapidly. I have lost 7 pounds in 5 days.
Yep. That's awesome.
What?
That's amazing.
7 pounds in 5 days. It's been really good. It hasn't felt restrictive at all. You know, a few months ago, the last time I was in New York and I went on that big shopping trip, I'll link the vlog here, it's super fun. But I remember, and I talked about this in the video a little bit more in depth, but I had this epiphany of, this is what your body looks like. It is your body. It is a vessel for you to be a human being. It's just what it is, okay? So instead of being like obsessed about making your body better and feeling super positive and great about your body, just try to feel neutral about your body and just say, this is my body. It's doing its function. It's doing its job. Let's just buy the things you like to buy. Dresses, shorts, things I hadn't bought in years because I didn't feel like my body would look good in them. Let's just throw that out the window, make your body super neutral, and just wear what you want to freaking wear. And that has been honestly like a very like subtle but life-altering epiphany that's happened to me. And I feel like this is very much a similar thing. Like, we're just trying to get to a neutral zone. Like, I don't need to be super healthy, super restrictive, making like the best possible choice every single thing I put into my mouth, not letting myself have any wiggle room, like not, you know, cheating or whatever. Like, that's just horrible vocabulary. That is detrimental to our mental health, being super restrictive to ourselves to the point of starvation. Like, that's awful. Instead, let's just get to like a neutral zone where we're trying to be healthy. We're trying to give our body the best nutrients we can give it, but we're also living our life. And if we want long-term results and long-term change, then it should be from a neutral spot. It shouldn't be from a super restrictive spot or a super indulgent spot either. Just like make it neutral. You shared your numbers earlier. For anybody out there that is trying and using MyFitnessPal, because that's what we're using to track calories, but we went in and manually put in our calorie. Because for me, before when I plugged in, like, I want to lose this amount of weight and stuff like that, it had me at 1,800 calories a day. Which is insane. And when I did the actual math on what I should be eating at a 20% deficit,
it was 2,828 calories a day.
1,000 more calories. And that's the same for me. Yeah. It was telling me to eat 1,200 calories a day. I ate 1,200 calories for lunch sometimes. Like, I mean, I didn't, but like that is not enough calories. So
well, it's not enough calories, and it's so few calories that you're not going to get the amount of protein that you want to be getting. And
that's crazy.
So yeah, it's been really good thus far, and I don't see that changing.
So we're super excited. We're pumped about this. We'll share more about it as it goes on. I may do a separate video about my strength training journey to see if I stick with it and how it goes. But
I hope you stick with it.
I hope I stick with it too. Thanks. We'll see. And thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to
smash it and like it.
And we'll see you in the next one. Bye.